I'm here with Gavin Marshall, starting quarterback for the Tornadoes this year. So, Gavin, what are some big games you're looking forward to this season?
Week 1's a real big matchup against North Schuylkill, and then week 3 is a good one against Mifflinburg, 4 is Southern, Montoursville, Danville, and then obviously the big one at the end, Shamokin, and then hopefully play through districts and states.
Yeah, make it pretty far this year. All right, what NFL player do you think resembles your game the most?
I say like Joe Burrow, maybe.
So you kind of look like him a little bit.
Yeah, pretty close.
So, what's your go-to Dunkin' order?
Dunkin' order? I normally get one of the refreshers, I think, the mango with the mango pineapple lemonade, I think, and then a glazed donut. That's one I go to.
What's the last song that's going to be in your ears before you put on your helmet?
Something by Drake or Future. Probably Drake, though. Something, probably like What Did I Miss? Something just came out.
Keep yourself loose. All right, sounds good. I'm here with Max Gricky, captain of the football team this year as just a junior. So, what fictional character do you think would be the best teammate on the D-line?
Probably Bobby Boucher from the Waterboy. You know, he's a head case, and he'd be going out there smoking people.
All right, I like that answer. So, another question relating to defense. What NFL player do you think resembles your game the most?
Oh, I'd say, I don't know, there's a couple. Micah Parsons, Chop Robinson, or like Paul Posluszny from Penn State. He was from the Jags.
All right, those are some solid picks. All right, Max, what is your go-to fast food order and what place would it be from?
Oh, I'm going to Chipotle, and I'm getting a big burrito. I'm getting brown rice, double steak, queso, corn, sour cream, cheese, and then got to get the vinaigrette and sour cream and mix it and dip the burrito in it.
All right.
It's like a 52 grams of protein burrito. It's huge.
That sounds great. All right, and what coach on the staff would you say is your favorite coach?
Probably Coach T. He's a offensive and defensive mastermind, and I aspire to be like him. And he's just a real good mentor for all the guys on the team.
All right. And how does it feel to have Coach Reed as a coach after being around him, being a player with him? How does it feel?
Oh, yeah. I played with Coach Reed my freshman year, which was his senior year. And he was a great captain. And I feel like now that he's a coach, his mindset changed a little bit, and he's more of like helping towards guys instead of like more of leading a team and just letting the captains like themselves do that role.
All right. Final question for you here. What teams are you looking forward to play this season?
I'm looking forward to play North Schuylkill, Mifflinburg, Southern, and Shamokin.
All right. Sounds good. Best of luck. All right. You're here with Michael Kimsel. So, what's your favorite Gatorade flavor?
I would say strawberry.
All right. That's a decent pick.
Yeah.
All right. Who's your favorite coach on the roster?
I would have to say Coach Rung.
I heard he's a mastermind.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yep.
And what's your favorite TV show to watch in your free time?
I would say the Trailer Park Boys.
All right. You got a favorite episode?
No, not off the top of my head right now, no.
All right. And out of all your teammates in the locker room, who's eating the weirdest pre-game snacks or pre-practice snacks?
Jalen Delaney.
What's he eating?
Milk Duds.
Milk Duds.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Never heard of that. All right. Do you think they fuel him to run very fast?
I guess so. He runs pretty fast, so.
All right. Makes sense.
Hello and happy Friday to all of you out there, wherever you are and whenever you may be watching. Tonight's WKMC TV broadcast is a Pennsylvania Heartland Athletic Conference Division II matchup sponsored by Tower Pizza, featuring the Central Columbia Bluejays and the visiting Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes. My name is Jim Lesko. Alongside me is my brother Dan Lesko, Jose Gonzalo supports us from the sidelines, and together we're coming to you live from Bluejays Stadium along the Susquehanna River in Espy, Pennsylvania. And Dan, week one proved difficult, we'll say, for both teams tonight on each side. Each squad suffered a double-digit home loss. For the Red Tornadoes, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday, it doesn't get easier from here. The Red Tornadoes have to handle business tonight here against the Blue Jays, and then they're staring down a three-game streak of Mifflinburg, Southern Columbia, and Montoursville.
Yeah.
So the Red Tornadoes need to get back on track tonight, Dan. How do they do that after a tough week one loss to a really talented team in North Schuylkill?
Well, Jim, I think it starts up front. You know, the Red Tornadoes had a hard time last week. That North Schuylkill Spartan offensive and defensive line was big. They had size and experience on the Red Tornadoes line on both sides of the ball, and that was the difference maker. It was kind of a war of attrition in there, and the North Schuylkill Spartans offensive line won that war last week. So this has got to be a get-right game for that offensive line up front, establish the run, protect the passer, and the defensive line, specifically number 9, Max Karicki, as a leader on that line, he needs to make a statement today and get after that quarterback and make some stops.
Well, and for all the talk of the defense, it looks like, based on a coin toss, we'll get to see the Red Tornado offense first to start the game for the Red Tornadoes. They sent out standard captains in Kimsel, Karicki, and Marshalik. Tonight's game captain is Spears. On the other side, the Central Columbia Blue Jays sent out Hostler, Wood, Novak, and Musselman. And you saw the Blue Jays won the toss and elected to defer their choice to the second half. And so, Dan, again, we talked about defense a little bit. Offensively, not perhaps the greatest performance either last week. But
no,
there's always tonight.
Yeah, and plus, you take every loss with a grain of salt, and you try to highlight the good things that happen. One of the big things, the emergence of Mikey Higgins as a real threat in the running game for the Red Tornadoes. 5 carries for 50 yards, average 10 yards per carry, and a touchdown last week. Plus, I don't think they were able to do it as much as they wanted to. But they, sorry guys, that's Higgins is 7 for 74 yards. I was looking at the wrong name there. 7 for 74, even better.
Well, you got excited because you were trying to get to your second point, I think.
Yes, yeah, and my second point being that the Red Tornadoes, they got a little bit of the passing game going, but I'd like to see Marshalik air it out. See that Marshalik to Delaney connection a few times tonight would be big. I think it'd be really good for the Red Tornadoes offense, their confidence, and just moving forward, being able to establish that passing game, that threat that they had last year.
Kimsel and Karicki back deep for the Red Tornadoes. Number 19, Gus Bauman, will kick off for the Blue Jays, and week 2 is underway. It's a high kick. It's going to be Brokenshire, and he and Karicki have some trouble. Karicki scoops it at the 15. Now it's a scramble drill, and Karicki's got a little bit of speed, and now he's got the corner, and he's got a block. Can he get one more? Just enough by Bauman. What a great effort by the kicker to just get enough of Karicki to knock him out of bounds, but nevertheless, the Red Tornadoes are going to start their first drive in plus territory. Looks like Karicki stepped out at the 32-yard line of the Blue Jays.
And Jim, that's the tale of two games right there. On that last week, there was a little scramble drill on a kickoff, and I believe it was Karicki as well, ended up getting tackled down inside the 5-yard line. This time, he finds a lane. Some of the Blue Jays get out of their lanes there because the ball goes on the ground. He finds the lane, and just one block away from taking it to the house to start this thing. A really good starting position here.
Marshalik under center. Kimsel right behind him. Delaney and Karicki at the wings. Brokenshire split out. It's Kimsel right up the middle, and he's grabbed immediately by big number 55, Christian Novak.
Yeah, and you're not kidding when you say big number 55, Christian Novak. 6'5", 272, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, and he's going to be a tough guy to move.
Well, if you saw any of the conversations in any of the local papers this week, Coach Seaschultz on the sideline there for the Blue Jays had nothing but high praise for his senior D-end and left tackle in Novak. And now this time it's going to be Delaney, and he's going to meet
Novak
the same
again.
fate. The same fate Kimsel did. Novak with a little assist from number 56, Musselman, the other senior.
Yeah, and again, Novak, so big. They try that inside little reverse trap there to Delaney, and there's just nothing going up the middle for the Big Red. Talked about the size in North Schuylkill last week. That Bluejays defensive line is no slouch either. They're big boys up front. Gonna have to start blowing some holes open here to establish that run game.
So now all of a sudden, despite a great return, it's 3rd and 12. Cricky in motion, they're gonna give it to him. And he's gonna be able to jump through a tackle, and he's still on his feet. He makes another man miss. Cricky's inside the 10, and he's gonna be out of bounds inside the 5. So on 3rd and 10, they go back to the well, and Kricky shows you what he can do when he gets the edge. It'll be 1st and goal. Well, you're gonna mark the ball.
Looks like about the 1.
Very close. Great effort by Kricky.
Great effort by Kricky there, Jim, and good adjustment there by the Big Red. You try to go up the middle, in between the tackles on 1st and 2nd down. You go nowhere. What do you do after that? You go off tackle with your speedster. He gets the corner, makes a couple guys miss, and turns that 3rd and long into a 1st and goal.
Red Tornadoes having a little play clock issue here. 5 seconds, they break the huddle. Marshall does a good job of getting them up there and ready. And it's going to be Kricky off the right side, and he's in untouched. And it'll be 6-0 Mount Carmel at the 10-18 mark on a 1-yard plunge from Kricky.
And Jim, you notice both of those runs went away from Novak. And I think you're going to see that a lot from the Red Tornadoes today. After those first 2 plays there of that series, you say, all right, Novak's going to shut down the left edge. We're just going to run to the right.
Seems like a good strategy.
Yeah. But Jim, you mentioned the issues getting the snap there, the play clock issues. A lot of issues with that last week, usually early season problems.
Good snap from Rempel. Miller's kick is up, and it is no good, wide right. So it'll remain 6-0 Mount Carmel.
But either way, a good. I don't even want to say good first drive, because it was a set of downs and then a touchdown for the Red Tornadoes. We saw some good, we saw some not so good. I think the Red Tornadoes have an idea now offensively what they've got to do. But they got to get the plays in there. Yeah, everything's getting up to the line. Everything's kind of rushed, and that's how mistakes happen. So if they can have some consistency there, some time on the clock, some time to get up there and make a call, I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, and I think that's the hope from everybody here, that this kind of looks smooth and like we're getting back to it. And I think one way, as we'll get ready to see the Red Tornado defense for the first time, is the return to the lineup of last year's leading tackler, now sophomore, Jason Clokus.
Yeah, Jim, I highlighted Max Karicki there at the beginning. He's the leader in that front 4, but Clokus is the leader in that defensive secondary. Even as a sophomore, he plays with a high motor, a lot of energy. He gets after the ball, and he's got a nose for the ball. He doesn't just get after it. He knows where it's going. He's got great instincts out there, and that's why he led the team in tackles last year as a freshman.
Josh Miller to kick off. Miller's a low line drive. It's going to be handled by number 2 Carpenter. And a good coverage there by the Red Tornadoes. It looks like number 3, Josh Blessing, involved, as well as number 24, Lance Glenny.
Yeah, good job there by the Red Tornado coverage team. Credit to Lucas Carpenter. Lucas Carpenter is the gunner on that side. He's the outside man, and he's heading down the field at full speed. He didn't make the tackle, but what he did was he sent Gannon Carpenter for the Bluejays back into the teeth of that Red Tornado kickoff team, which allowed him to not really get a whole lot on that return.
Now we'll see the Red Tornado defense here. Again, it's looking like a 4-3 right now, but it's an interesting 4-3. It's almost a 5-3. And then a handoff right up the middle, and that's number 9, Keller. He's going to run right into that Red Tornado defense, pick up a few. Out to about the 24.
He actually ended up getting
more than I thought.
Yeah, same here, Jim. It didn't look like much, but he got a good push up front, and that Red Tornado defensive front is gonna have to really be stout today against this big Blue Jays offensive line.
And so like we said, I mean, I'm not sure what this lineup here from the Red Tornadoes, because you got your 4 linemen, Kricky, Bumps, Kynes, and Shiganowski. But Brokenshire's kind of a D-end. He's kind of an outside linebacker. Kimzel is an inside-outside backer. And it's going to be Keller again, and he's going to be stopped short of the line. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, Jim, it looks like Brokenshire's kind of, when there's a receiver out there, like he's kind of splitting the difference between last guy on the line and that receiver, the first receiver out there. So he's kind of walked up and he's kind of not.
So it's 3rd and 2 now on the 26, and again, I think coming here in week 2 would go a long way for this Red Tornado defense to force 3 and out and get the ball back to the offense quickly. Carpenter, the corner to the right, Delaney to the left. And Clokas is coming off the edge. It's nobody. There was perhaps, but it's incomplete. It'll fall to the turf. And we'll wait and see. And on comes the punt team for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Jim, I don't know if that was necessarily a screen, but Hostler knew, he felt the pressure coming, and he knew he had to get that ball out. So he just tried to throw it almost at the feet of a defender, or of one of his receivers, you know, protecting the ball, getting the 4th down, and taking the punt.
Bauman punting. It's Delaney and Carpenter back deep for the Red Tornadoes. It's a high punt, albeit a little short. Delaney lets it bounce, and it takes a nice roll for the Blue Jays into Red Tornado territory, back to about the 42-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Mount Carmel. From there, they lead 6-0 with 8:30 remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, so I mean, 2 drives and 2 Red Tornado series starting in pretty favorable field position. Now, obviously, this one not as favorable as that after that opening kickoff there. But this is, you know, you only have 57 yards to go here for the Red Tornadoes. That's pretty good starting field position compared to, you know, situations they were in at times last week.
It's pretty good math by you, buddy.
Yeah, it's quick.
Well, that's quick. Brokenshire split out right. Delaney comes in motion. A little trouble with the snap, and that's all the Blue Jays need to converge on Delaney. And that time it looks like number 56, Noah Musselman, was the first one on scene. Delaney did fall forward for maybe 2.
And just that little bit of a delay there. Slight delay with...
It's a sideline ruling against the Blue Jays, if that's what you're...
Yeah, because I heard the whistles, and I'm like, why are they blowing this play dead? But that's, all right, that makes sense. But no, that's, you know, just the little bit of a misstep with the snap was just enough time to slow that trap down.
Now we see Mikey Higgins in there. He's behind Marshalik, and Marshalik's going to throw, and miscommunication there between Marshalik and Brokenshire. Incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, I mean, it's Brokenshire, very, very talented receiver, had a good game last week, caught a touchdown pass. His lone catch last week was for a touchdown, 25-yard touchdown. It was a really nice pitch and catch from Marshalik to Brokenshire. But again, Brokenshire's still young. First season in there as a starting receiver. Got to get on the same page.
They're going to give it to Kricky and reverse it back to Delaney. But the Blue Jays do a phenomenal job of staying home between Musselman, Keller's in there, Novak, and number 25, Maddox Dietrich. There was nowhere for Delaney to go, and the Red Tornadoes are going to punt.
Yeah, Novak was the first one on scene there. He broke into the backfield and broke down. He sat down on the line, as a good defensive end supposed to do, and he waited for that play to come back to him. He said reverse, screen, draw, and then he had Jaden Delaney on him.
Nice punt by Kricky. It's going to get over the head and into the end. So a good decision there made by Keller, the freshman. But a good boot out of Kricky, and sometimes that just happens on the turf. The ball takes off.
It does. It does. You're going to have true hops out here on the turf. That's for sure.
Again, we want to thank tonight's sponsor, Tower Pizza. I want to thank all of you out there spending your Friday nights with us, your patronage. It's truly appreciated. The Red Tornado always travel well. The very full away bleachers here. Blue Jays have come out as well. It's a great night for football. Not quite as warm this week, but still a nice weekend. And now it's Hostler under center. That's Keller behind him. He's going to give it to Keller. And Keller is going to be met in the hole by Mikey Higgins. Oof. Nowhere to go. It'll be no gain, if that.
What a play there by Higgins. You're right, Jim. He met him at the line of scrimmage, and just a stalemate occurred. And then you had three more red jerseys there. It looked like saw Karicki, saw Clokus in there for sure. They got him.
Again, that Red Tornado defense, Broken Shire's kind of moving around. It almost looks a little bit like a 4-4 to an extent, because Broken Shire is kind of an outside, or is he more of a nickel corner now at this point?
Yeah, he's like a
Hostler to throw, and he flips it out. Flipped it out to number 21, Logan Miller. Not much there, but there's a flag in the area of offensive holding. We'll have to wait and see what the call is. That's what it's going to be, holding against the Blue Jays.
And that was another situation there, Jim, where Kimsel probably not going to get credit for that tackle, but he slowed that play down, slowed Miller down out there in the flat. He melted with him. He got out there. As soon as Miller caught the ball, he was looking at Mikey Kimsel. Didn't have anywhere to go. So Kimsel did a really nice job there, just playing his position, doing his job. And we talked about it last week, just doing the simple things, and good things will happen.
I'll tell you right now, if I was catching a swing pass, I'd be curious where Kimsel was.
Yeah. Another thing we talked about with Kimsel last week. Not the biggest guy out on the field, but he brings the lumber.
5'9", 185 pounds, needs all of that. But we approach the halfway mark here again. 6-0 Red Tornadoes in the first quarter. Hostler to throw out of the gun. Now he's going to run. And he's going to run into Brokenshire, Brokenshire, Higgins, and Clokus. No go. Oh, and it's going to bring up third. I'm going to see where they marked him out. They'll put him at the 18 or so. It's going to be a 3rd and 12.
And a good job that Hostler, not an incapable ball carrier himself, so that is a threat that he might step up and take off. 9 carries for 27 yards last week.
Hostler throws again, and he's got a big stick by Kimsel, as we said just a moment ago. It was a good ball to Geedy, but Kimsel stepped up and made him pay.
Yeah, and it was a great hit there by Kimsel, but the hit in the backfield was just as good. Max Karicki bearing down on Hostler, put a hit on him as he released that football, and just a nice play all around there by the Red Tornado defense.
So they needed 13. They got 3. 4th and 10. Bauman to punt again. So no rush from the Red Tornadoes here. A good kick from Bauman. It's going to be Carpenter. See if he takes it on a hop. He lets it go wisely. Again, the turf's got some weird bounces. But Keller's going to pick it up 40-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10, Big Red from there.
Yeah, Jim, we talked about it last week. There were a few times where more than a few times, I guess, the Red Tornado offense called on the defense to kind of, hey, make a stop. We need to get us this ball back, give us another shot here. This time, first time that the Red Tornadoes offense punts the ball away, the defense does exactly what they're called for, makes the stop, forces the punt. You got that Red Tornado offense back out there.
See if the Red Tornadoes try anything different this drive. It's going to be Higgins right behind Marshall. Cricky comes in motion, and they're going to give it to him. And he gets the edge, but there's a host, and he somehow stayed through it. There were a lot of blue jerseys there. Cricky should have been hit for no gain or maybe a yard, but a great move to get a first down.
Yeah, Jim, he just found the crease there and got skinny and got through. Really nice run there by Cooper Karicki, and a good job there by the Red Tornadoes with that play call there. You know, you try to run that play. Sometimes it's just that, you know, you don't have the right combination out there. You got Delaney out wide this time, so you got Kimsel in that slot spot, Higgins in the backfield. Kimsel was out there able to pick up a block to kind of spring Karicki.
And it's the same look for the Red Tornadoes. This time it's Kimsel in motion. They're going to give it up to Higgins up the middle. And Higgins is going to give you about 4.
And that's what you need from him. You don't need much more.
Well, here's the thing. Answer me this, Dan. What are you doing if you get 4 yards down?
You're doing it again. You're getting 4 yards on second down.
You're staying on schedule.
No. Yeah, you're definitely staying on schedule. And
that's your line.
And this makes me feel like it's time for a shot play.
Dan's giving us all the hits early here. So Karicki's the tight end of the far side. Max Karicki, that is. Cooper in the wing right behind him. Marshall to throw now. And he wants Delaney on a stop and go, but it wasn't there, so he finds Max Karicki in the flat. A great decision by Marshalik and a good execution for the first down.
There was that shot play I was looking for, Jim, but that's what you get from a veteran quarterback, Jim. He wanted it. He was looking at Delaney. It wasn't there. He didn't panic. He didn't force anything. He went to his secondary receiver, found the guy out in the flat, got a first down, kept the chains moving.
Well, one thing, and we'll talk about it as we go here, but it's a little easier not to panic when you have a nice clean pocket. That's a nice job by the Big Red O-line.
For sure.
But this time it's Kimsel off the right side, and he's still on his feet. He's going to get near the 20. We'll have to see exactly where they mark it at. Actually, all the way back at the 20.
We got about 5, about that. Good run there by Kimsel. Jim, I like that. Bring Kimsel in like a float motion and have him end up basically in an I formation behind Higgins. Got 2 guys that will put their shoulder down and run a blast with them. That's what you got to do. That's how you establish the run game.
And just like that, shotgun. Marshall to throw, and they want to get one to Delaney, who does a great job bringing down a ball. It was a little high, but Marshall put it where only his guy could get it, and it's going to be a first down for the Big Red.
Yeah, Delaney not only did a good job of bringing down the ball, but did a good job of avoiding taking a big hit there. Number 11, Gavin Larson, the senior defensive back, was bearing down on Delaney, and he just kind of did a little shoulder shake and scooted by him there for an extra yard or 2.
Ball rests just outside the yard line. Kimsel in motion. Marshall to throw again. He flips it to Kimsel. Incomplete. 2nd and 10.
That one, I don't know if one of those defensive linemen, big number 75 was out there. Owen Zanaline got his arms up in the way. I don't know if it got a piece of him, but it was a little bit low and away there for Kimsel. Kimsel got out there quick to that flat.
So, again, the Red Tornadoes stay with that package. It's Delaney to the left, Kimsel and Karicki in the wings, Higgins right behind him. Kimsel in motion. It's going to be Higgins up the middle. Higgins still on his feet. Blue Jays are tough right up the middle. There's not a whole lot there for Mount Carmel.
No, there has not been. And you know, that's saying something, because Higgins averaged 10 yards a carry last week straight up the middle against the big North Schuylkill Spartans front 7.
So the ball was rested just inside the 10, which is going to bring up 3rd and about 7 with minute 25 and counting left in the first quarter. This time it's Kimsel, and he got the edge because of a great block by Karicki. Kimsel untouched, and it's 12-0 Mount Carmel.
Yeah, really nice play there. Play design, and the Red Tornadoes are going to go for 2 here to turn that 12, try to attempt to turn that 12 into a 14 here. Let's see if we see that throwback again. We tried it last week against the Spartans, and it was there.
Delaney's staying in there, so the Red Tornadoes are just going to kind of dance with who brung them on this one for the extra point, or for the 2-point conversion play, I should say.
Yeah. Still waiting on the call.
Trying to make up that point from the first. Delaney split out to the right this time. Otherwise, same setup. Kimsel in motion. They're going to give it to him. They're just going to run the same thing. The ball came out. It's incomplete, or excuse me, it's no good on the conversion attempt. Kimsel took a shot right on the football.
Yeah, and Jim, I don't know if you saw that, and you folks at home, I hope you did, and if you didn't, run it back, because Mikey Higgins with the decleater block there to kind of to set the edge for the Red Tornadoes. What a block! Unfortunately, all for naught, because the conversion failed. But that's going to be, I'd put that on a highlight tape.
There's something about the neck roll. That's what it is.
It is. I said it in pregame. We saw the neck roll, and I said that he looks like a fullback, like an old school, like Mike Allstott.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the first person that I thought of was Mike Allstott. I love it.
So now 2-score lead. Red Tornadoes will kick, and again the Blue Jays, looks like it's going to be Keller and Carpenter back deep. Miller will continue to kick off. Now, Miller had 2 touchbacks last week.
He did.
Which was pretty phenomenal. His first kick today. Red Tornadoes a good coverage on, a little lower. But we'll see what he opts to do here, as there's a little bit of wind there. And if the flags are any indicator, it's somewhat in his favor.
Somewhat.
Miller's kick. It's going to be Keller at the 5. He's going to go right up the middle, and a good job there. Carpenter is the one that kind of sends Keller back inside, but it looked like number 13, Logan Shooter, with a good breakdown form tackle.
Real nice job there. Really nice job there by Shooter making the tackle. And again, as you mentioned, Carpenter coming from that outside spot too, just squeezing that pocket down.
So that's going to be one receiver split both ways. Carpenter to the near side. I think that's, but it doesn't matter because it's Keller up the middle.
Looks like Lucas and Higgins. Sorry, Jeff.
Trying to see just where the ball is. We've got an interesting angle.
Yeah, it is. It's not a bad angle, but it's a tough one. Unless the play is directly in front of us, I don't know how many yards they're gaining.
He's going to be at the 27, gain of about 2, so it'll be 2nd and 8.
Jim, just to highlight that defensive line that's dealing with that big offensive line, you got Max Karicki, you have Logan Herb, who we didn't see out there on the defensive line last week. You've got Jabari Kynes, and you have number 88. That's Chance Swatsky.
Hostler completes a play-action pass to his big tight end, Litchfield. Litchfield's going to have a first down. He's going to take a shot for it.
And there's a late flag here.
And I'm not sure which way that one's going to go. I've got a thought, but I'm going to hold it, because there's been a little bit of chirping going on early tonight. We have a great vantage point here, like I said, so you kind of see inside some piles, and
yeah,
again, obviously you can't tell what's being said, but you see helmets bouncing side to side a little bit.
Right.
So now, Mr. Official, what do we get? Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Big Red. That's going to cost Mount Carmel 15 yards.
15 yards from the end of the play, which had already resulted in a first down.
That'll put the Blue Jays into Big Red territory for the first time tonight. With 18 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the ball rests at the Mount Carmel 47. So it's Horax and Greedy to the right, Carpenter to the left, Keller's sidecar. with Hosler. Geedy in motion, and it's going to be Hosler. He throws, but he changes his mind, and now he's going to move. And Kynes can't quite get there, but he slows him up enough for the cavalry. So good effort by the Big Red defensive line when Hosler decided to move. It'll be only a gain of maybe 2 on what is the last play of the first quarter here at Bluejays Stadium. It sees the Red Tornadoes score twice and about to a 12-0 lead.
And Jim, I love the effort from Jabari Kynes there. He laid himself out completely just to get a piece of Hosler, which slowed him down and allowed the cavalry to come in and keep that to a short gain, because it looked like at one point Kynes was the last one there, and then there was some open field out there. He slowed him up just enough, let the Red Tornadoes rally and make a good play there.
You know, one thing I just wanted to highlight here, you know, unfortunately this week, the Red Tornado did lose another member of the faithful community here. Mr. John Storego passed away this week. Families out listening, and we learned this week that Mr. Storego was a fan of Red Tornado football, of course, but that he was a regular listener and watcher the broadcast. So certainly we'll think of him tonight as we go forward, and just want to thank his family for letting us be a part of his Friday nights, and we thank all of you for letting all of us into your living rooms or your dens or wherever we're watching. Wherever we're watching from every Friday night. So as we get ready to start the second quarter here, we'll flip sides. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 45-yard line for the Blue Jays.
It's unfortunate the timing, because the ball was coming directly into our line of sight here. We were going to be able to see it. Now we're going back the other direction.
Carpenter comes in motion across the formation. They give it to Keller, and nowhere to go. Again, a great job by that interior defensive line. It's Clokus on the bottom, but Swatsky, Hine, and Herb. Hine and Herb are part of it as well.
Yeah. Strike that, reverse it.
Right.
Really nice job there by the interior defensive line. Just standing up, you know, taking the shots. Again, we talked about it. They're giving up some size there, which is hard. You look at Herb and you look at Jabari Kynes out there, and you say those guys are giving up size, but they are. They are.
Offset eye on 3rd and 6, Hosler. And he's going to give it to Keller. And Keller's got a little bit of room, just enough for a first down. Well, this is going to get interesting now. I can't see where did the fumble bring them behind?
I think the spot's going to be enough.
All right, it's going to be enough.
Yep.
But that was one of the rare situations where the Red Tornadoes got caught in a blitz.
Yes.
That doesn't happen often.
No. But when it does, that's where they're vulnerable. They're bringing their linebackers. So there's only one guy in the middle there before you get to the safeties, if you can get past the defensive line when they bring those linebackers off the edge.
We're just looking out there. We talked about Swatsky being in there on the defensive line for Sheganowski. We also got a new inside backer. It's number 3, Josh Blessing. The battery made of Clokus. And now this time it's going to be a handoff to number 21, Logan Miller, and there's just nowhere to go. And again, that interior defensive line for the Big Red is proving very formidable tonight.
Yeah, and they did a really good job of stopping that up. I watched Swatsky just discard a blocker and get in there to make that tackle. Just a great play by the young lad out there.
Cooper Cricky also getting a well-deserved blow on the bench here. James Spears is out there, and you know Spears afforded himself very well last week.
Yes, he did.
In his first start in the varsity, the 6'1", 180-pound freshman. He had 8 tackles last week. And now Hosler rolling to his right, and he's looking. And a great coverage there by Brokenshire gave Hosler nowhere to put the ball. Be 3rd down.
Yeah, again, and that's the outside linebacker, nickel corner, defensive lineman, defensive end, Aiden Brokenshire out there covering that inside receiver and doing a great job of it. Not really entirely sure what his position would be considered.
Yeah.
But whatever he's doing out there, he's doing it well.
Like I said, he's like a nickel corner almost.
He's kind of all over the place. Just covering the second receiver most of the time. That's what it looks like. You're right. So that's essentially a nickel corner.
Hosler under pressure. The screen is set up to Miller, and a really good job by the Red Tornadoes there. It starts with the defensive line realizing what's happening, and then you have Klokistan on the outside forcing them back in.
And that was the exact thing to do. Force them back in. You know you have your defensive line. They recognize that they're trailing. You also have the defensive secondary converging in. There's not going to be much there for that play. Great, good pick there, Jim, with the defensive line, because you saw they got in there. They all got in real quick, and then they realized this isn't supposed to happen.
This is a little too easy.
Yeah, this was too easy. So what do? They stop pursuing the quarterback. They turn around and they find the screen guy.
Hosler to throw, and it's incomplete. It looked like he tried to change his mind, and the ball slips out.
Yep.
But on fourth down, that's going to flip the field, and it's going to be Big Red going the other way.
That's a really nice job there by the Red Tornado defense, standing it up when they had to. And again, giving that ball back to the Red Tornadoes offense that is still trying to find their identity.
So again, we talked a little bit about the Red Tornadoes on offense, and we talked about the backs. They're easy to see. There's a lot of stuff going on, but again, left to right, the Red Tornadoes are going right to left. They're going to go. Well, we'll get to that in just a second, as it's a handoff to Delaney around the end, and he's got some space, and now it's going to be he makes two-man miss. Wow. He makes a third, and he's going to get a block from Kimsel. What an effort by these Big Red. Touchdown.
There's a late flag there. And if this, Jim, I'm just telling you, if this block's going to be against the Red Tornadoes on the Kimsel block on the sheer effort play, then that's going to be a problem. But it doesn't appear to be that way. The Red Tornadoes seem to be indicating touchdown.
So it's going to be about a 69-yard run if it stands up. We'll wait and see. They're coming to talk to Coach Dara, so that seems to be a good sign for the Big Red. So, and the ref has his hands up as if it's a touchdown.
Yes.
He's explaining to the coach it's a touchdown, but...
And it's going to be tough because the official's going the other way.
We'll have to get if we can pick up a hand signal here or something. It's going to be a good touchdown. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Central Columbia Bluejays. Okay. So the Red Tornadoes are going to kick, or it'll be assessed on the kickoff.
Is that what that means?
That's what I took it as, Dan.
Or is it going to be half the distance here on the two-point try? Because I always thought they just point to the kickoff when it's assessed on the kickoff, but it is at the 3. So you're right.
What a play! All the excitement is kind of sucked out of the building for a second when you see the penalty flag. But my goodness, what a run by Delaney to cut across the grain like that. And Kimsel to recognize he's got this opportunity as Kricky takes a sweep for the two-point conversion, and it's 20-0 Big Red with 8:44 remaining in the first half.
And Jim, I was getting real excited to yell, "There are no flags on the field," and then I saw the laundry down there, but that did not negate a Red Tornado touchdown. We saw that happen multiple times to both teams last week.
Yeah.
It seemed like every time there was a score, you had to look around and make sure there wasn't a flag to be able to get excited. So I was happy to see that. Great effort play by Jalen Delaney on the run. Got started up front with the offensive line, getting a push. Cut his way all the way back across the grain, and then the effort from Kimsel to just secure the last guy that was chasing. And just an all-around great play there for the Red Tornadoes on that drive.
And again, I don't want to make those guys wait until the next offensive possession. So that offensive line, again, left to right, that's Shiganowski, Spears, Erb at the linchpin there, the center position, Lentini, the freshman, and Elijah Rempel. And they've been doing yeoman's work out there so far tonight.
Yeah.
And, we talked about it a little bit last week. So much of this Red Tornado offense is really predicated upon them being able to get the edge.
Yes.
If they don't have that threat of getting around the edge there, it really is hard to get up the middle. And you give it to Mikey and you go, hey, man, this is going to be tough, but can you get us 4? Right?
Right, exactly.
But being able to spread the defense out with all that motion, you start to get linebackers to react, and then you have a little more success right up the gut.
Especially now, it's definitely going to be harder for the Red Tornadoes. Now it's definitely going to be harder for the Red Tornadoes, Jim, to get that inside run with their new offense. With the new offense that they're running, it's going to be everything's tight.
Right.
So the middle's already packed. Last year when they were opened up a little bit more, you could kind of get those inside runs without having to set them up. Now they have to be set up, and that's exactly how you do it with runs like that from Delaney, the extra point play there from Karicki. That's what you need.
Hey, with this extra 15 yards, is this somewhere you test out your onside kick?
No, this is where you test out your leg if you're or if you're Miller and you try to put it through the uprights.
Good kick by Miller, 8 yards deep. That'll bring the ball back to the 20-yard line for the Central Columbia Blue Jays, where they'll start another drive. And it's another week here, another Friday night, which means last night was Thursday. And if you were anybody, you would have been at the Knights of Columbus for Supper Club. Last night, MCA alum Drew Cabbage spoke. This upcoming Thursday will once again be at the Knights of Columbus. And as we always say, it starts at 6:30. You want to make sure you get there early because there's hardly anywhere to sit once everybody gets there. It's so busy. It's such a great opportunity. It's a great experience if you want to learn a little bit more about the team, what's going on for the week. And next Thursday's guest speaker is going to be Jonathan the Bus Ellis. He was on the 96 and 98 state championship teams. He was an all-state player here for the Big Red those years as well. As the handoff goes to Keller, nowhere to go. So if you want to get some good food, talk Mount Carmel football with some good people, and hear probably some good stories from Jonathan Ellis, get to the Knights of Columbus in Mount Carmel by 6:30 next Thursday for Supper Club.
Good job there on the defensive line there for the Red Tornadoes.
So here we go. 8:07 remaining as we go through here. The ball at the 19-yard line, now to 2nd and 11. It's Keller again to the left side. The ball comes out late, but he's tripped up at the 24-yard line or so.
Yeah, number 66 there, Don Lentini on the defensive line here on this set, helping out there on that tackle. But yeah, Keller a little frustrated there visibly because it looked like he had a lane and just got tripped up.
It looks like for the first time tonight, Dan, we talked about the talented freshman on the offensive line, Lentini. He's getting a run here on the defensive line as well.
Yeah.
At that left defensive tackle spot. And a little motion there in the Blue Jays. It'll cost them 5.
So the five they got there, they're going to give it back.
So another kind of interesting thing here is, again, we talked about this being a Pennsylvania Heartland Athletic Conference Division II matchup. So Red Tornadoes and the Blue Jays both in Division II. And Karicki just stuck, and it's intercepted by Cooper. Max Karicki dropped Hosler, and Cooper Karicki's got a good return. Now there's 2 flags. He's brought it back, but we're going to expect that to get all the way back.
Yeah.
There's multiple flags thrown at the 20 on the return. We're seeing early indicators of a hold, but again, after the turnover, so it'll still be big red ball.
Yes, it'll still be big red ball. Great job there. It was a good call there, Jim. Max Karicki applying the pressure. Cooper Karicki in the defensive backfield coming up with the interception. And just a great return there from Cooper. unfortunately going to be brought back, but it is going to be Red Tornado football. So that's the most important thing.
Nice play on the ball by Cooper as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in
Had to cover some ground.
full stride, had to pull that one in. Full extension, full stride. And it was a really, really nice play there in the defensive backfield.
So we'll see now. Be interesting to see if Coach Dara goes for a quick strike here, if they stay slow and methodical. Got Brokenshire split out. Whoop, now he's going to go back to the left.
I like this matchup down here with Brokenshire against Horax. Horax giving up a little bit of size.
Marshalik is going to throw, and he's under pressure almost immediately. And he's going to run and just get himself out of bounds. Nowhere to go. But it did look like they wanted to throw it down the field there, Dan.
Yeah, they absolutely did. You had 3 Red Tornadoes down around the 10 when the pressure got to Marshalik.
Again, 2nd and 9 now, so look at that. Marshalik will pick up a yard.
Yeah. So that does not go down in the books as a sack.
No. Give him a yard for his troubles. And now you have Brokenshire split out by himself. Cricky comes in motion. They hand it to him. And he cuts back across the grain. A good job there by Central of rounding him up. But, again, it's Cricky's effort that turns that into any kind of a gain.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he stuck his foot in the ground and realized that he wasn't going to get the edge there. Or not for lack of trying. It's not that his blocker out front wasn't putting the effort in. They just didn't have the leverage, didn't have the outside leverage, wasn't able to turn them. So credit to the defense there by turning that back inside. Cooper does a nice job getting anything out of that.
Now Brokenshire split out to the left. It's Delaney and Cricky in the wings. Delaney in motion this time. They'll give it to him. And he's going to pick his way. He's going to get behind Spears, and Spears has nobody to block. That's how good of an alley the Red Tornadoes set up there. If you look back at that play, at one point Seth Spears is at about the 5-yard line, looking around, where are the blue jerseys at?
Yeah, so, and then he saw Jalen Delaney run by him into the end zone.
So great effort there by the Big Red, and Delaney will spin anybody around when he gets moving like that.
Yeah. I mean, what a great cut in the backfield, too. One of the, I didn't notice who it was, but one of the Blue defenders got upfield and got into the backfield pretty quickly. And Delaney just said, all right, I'm gonna go inside of you and outside everybody else, and then I'm going to find the lane.
Red Tornado's going to go for 2 again. They're going to let Marshalik throw it, and he's got Cooper, and Cooper's got 2 points. 28-0 Mount Carmel, 5:23 left in the first half. You know, one thing that we always try to preach, Dan, here is, we try to remind all of you at home, wherever you might be, however you're enjoying this game, that one of the coolest things about it is that this is a student-run TV studio, WKMC TV, under the guidance of Mr. Steve Sakaitis and Mr. Gary Trefsker. It's student-run.
Yeah.
And I want to apologize because we did not get to recognize the students that were there, that were working last week. We try to talk about it a lot, right? These kids are here hours before Dan and I get here. They'll be here hours after Dan and I leave. So we just want to make sure we're always recognizing the effort these young men and women are putting in. So tonight on the camera we have Cole Kornaski. Responsible for your graphics, that's Isabella Jakuk. Coach's tape is Gavin Lubeski. And on the sideline taking photos, you have Hannah Forspring, Alyssa Tresker, and Ava Scavery. So again, just want to make sure that you all at home know Dan and I have the easy part here.
Yeah, very easy. We show up, we talk football for a couple hours, and then we say thanks and we go home.
Right. And even that we do marginally. So 28-0 here. Miller to kick off again. This one from his own 40, where you usually see those. But nevertheless, a boot. That'll be Carpenter at the 5. And listen, when you're as big and strong, as fast as Mikey Higgins is right now, you don't always have to get a hold of somebody.
Nope. Just his presence made the tackle on that play. The thought of Mikey Higgins takes down the returner. It's a great job by that young man out there.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at about the 23-yard line. Again, the Blue Jays are going to try to find something here. They've had some sporadic success running the football at different times. Hosler has shown an ability to make a good decision and throw the football well. But again, that pressure the Red Tornadoes are able to apply has been kind of blowing up a lot of stuff. And you see as you get a quick start there against the Blue Jays, and you wonder, Dan, like as we're talking about, when you start to look across the line and realize, okay, I have to get the first step or I'm going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Sometimes you move a little early.
That's how those false starts happen, and that's exactly what it is. You're trying to get that jump. I got to get out of my stance before he does, or he's going to beat me. That's a tough spot to be in as an offensive lineman.
They're going to hand it to Keller off the right side, and just not much there for him. He's going to get to the 21 maybe.
We'll see what Coach Seaschultz has in his bag of tricks here. Just under 5 minutes now. Still a good bit of time. Both teams have all three of their timeouts, but you got to find. Haven't had success in the run game since probably that first drive. Probably got to start throwing it.
Hosler under center. Carpenter comes across all the way, but they're going to give it. And I've been waiting to see if they were going to call this. I think this is going to be an illegal motion against Carpenter.
Turn it upfield early.
It's just a hair early.
And I don't even think he's actually turning upfield. He's just leaning. He's leaning, but it's enough. And I'm sure we've seen it a few times. So obviously the line judge has seen it a few times, and he probably let him know, like, hey, can't do that. I got to throw the flag this time.
I think you're right, Dan, because and you and I kind of gave each other a look at one point, like, I think he was a little early.
Yeah.
But again, you understand the idea.
Yeah,
right?
oh,
Like you want to
absolutely.
flood that side. Carpenter's a very talented receiver, quick kid. Any way you can get a head start and get him up to speed before everybody else. Try to flip the ball out to him on the edge and see what he can do.
Yeah, and he knows his depth. He knows where he needs to be when he turns that upfield. So he doesn't want to throttle down. He wants to be full speed when he gets out there.
Hosler to Litchfield, and Litchfield's a big kid, and it just doesn't affect Kimsel.
Not at all.
Kimsel closed on that so hard, and again, Dan made the comment earlier today. We talked about Kimsel maybe not being, he doesn't jump off the page. He's not 6'5", 275, right?
Yeah.
Like Christian Novak is.
Yeah.
Litchfield's 6'2", 227.
Yeah, he's a big boy too.
And Kimsel just stuck him.
Yeah. And listen, as a linebacker, an outside linebacker, that's the play you look for. That ball's a little up. Litchfield's got to open his whole body up for it, and a clean hit right across the chest.
Hosler throws it in the middle of nowhere, incomplete.
Again,
Spears and Delaney were the two closest targets to that one, but again, Hosler once again peeling himself up off the turf.
Under just immense pressure from Max Karicki. Max not only put Hosler on the ground, but then ended up on top of him
Right.
to add insult to injury there. Not necessarily, but that's just a great job there by Karicki, just doing what you're supposed to do.
Bauman to punt. Again, Delaney and Carpenter back deep. Not much rush from the Big Red. It's going to be out of bounds. Looks like, oh, no, it's still in bounds. Carpenter just eager to get some action,
Yeah.
I think. He'll field that at about the 42-yard line, and he had to work to keep himself in bounds.
He did.
And got another 7 yards out to the 49.
He did, and you talked about it. He probably is eager to get that ball in his hands because we got to see a little bit of Lucas Carpenter in the scrimmage carrying the football. Didn't really get to see him much last week, but he's a talented runner of the ball, and seeing him just always on defense. He doesn't get a chance too often out there on offense, so he had to take advantage of what he could here.
Red Tornadoes on the ball quick. And some confusion right there. Marshall wisely goes down. looks like Marshall wanted to make that pitch, and there was nobody there to pitch it to.
Yeah, it's a broken play there for the Big Red, which is going to cost him about 6 yards. It's a tough one there for Marshall. But again, a different set. You see the Red Tornadoes go spread, and a little confusion there.
See number 0, Ezekiel Noel, for the first time tonight. And right on cue, nice reception and a great move.
Nice move.
It goes from 2nd and 15 to 3rd and about 2 on the 13-yard completion to Noel, with about half of that qualifying as yak.
Yeah, and that's a great first move there by Noel. As soon as he made the reception, he gets that just quick little hesitation move, sprung him ahead for more.
This time it's going to be Delaney. And again, he's got space. And who's out there with him? Kimsel again. Kimsel's just looking for people to hit. I'm convinced he's just, I don't know what his assignment is on that one, but he's like, Coach, I'll find somebody.
Yeah, is absolutely right.
But a great run by Delaney as we approach the 2-minute mark in the first half. Delaney gets all the way down to the 14-yard line.
And this is one of those situations where we could actually see everything on the line here. And Delaney was deep in the backfield. You knew he was going in motion.
It's another completion, Marshall to Noel. And Noel makes the first guy miss again. And I got to tell you, I'm watching Noel, and I like the way he's operating out there. Because what he's doing is he's getting his spot, he's looking at the official, making sure he's on side, and then he just looks to the sideline for the play.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll figure this out first. Look at the way he stands. He's like, I'll figure this out.
Yep.
I'm going to be right where I'm supposed to be. Give me thumbs up, right?
Yep.
But the Red Tornadoes are going to call a timeout there with 1:34 left. Again, they lead 28-0 here in this Heartland Athletic Conference Division II matchup, sponsored by Tower Pizza.
Now, Jim, this is just, I mean, this could be me just being a little outlandish here. But I feel like this close, calling this timeout with 1:34 left, that makes me think you're playing for another possession.
Interesting.
At this point. Obviously, you want to get the right play out there. You got 3 timeouts. You can't take them with you. But you also don't want to give the ball back to the Blue Jays with enough time for them to drive down and score. So, really, that's just thinking that your defense is going to get out there and get after the play, make some plays, strategically use those timeouts, and maybe have a chance to throw one deep at the end.
Well, I think, we talked about it at the outset a little bit. The other thing that can't be overstated is, again, teams cannot look forward to next week. They have to focus on what's in front of them.
Absolutely.
But we as fans can do that.
Yeah.
Right? And we as up here in the booth, we can do that. And it's a tough stretch for the Red Tornadoes 3 weeks after this. So anything you can do to have these guys feel like they're firing on all cylinders. And there, Marshall wanted to go to his left, but was under pressure immediately. He had Karicki in the end zone, but he just never had a chance to actually set his feet and make that throw.
Yeah, you're right, Jim. And just a lot of pressure there. And, you got goal line defense out there. The Red Tornadoes tighten everything back up. So you think that's matchup against matchup there. And then you go with a little play action, and that's when the pressure gets there. Another game that's going to be of some recognition to watch out for tonight. Mifflinburg, possible favorite for the district.
Delaney down to the 10. It'll bring up, so we'll be 4th down now, and we'll see if anybody calls a timeout. The Red
Tornadoes do. And I look down here, I see Josh Miller kind of just roaming around, no coaches around him without his helmet on.
Yeah.
So I don't think the Red Tornadoes are going to kick this.
No, but what's interesting is that timeout, Dan. I go back to what you would, I guess, Miller just put his helmet on.
All right.
Good call. So no, because what I'm wondering is, you made the point before, like, hey, are you playing for another possession? Because really, Red Tornadoes theoretically could have, I think there was like 24, 25 seconds left on the play. Like, there was still seconds on the play. You could have let the clock run a little while longer.
Absolutely.
If you were trying to kill the clock. So we'll see what happens here. Miller's going to eye this kick up. It's going to looks like the ball is going to be spotted at the 17, so maybe about a 27-yard field goal.
Yeah, it's pretty much right down the middle. So this is just a long extra point for Miller.
And we saw him. He can unload. There's under pressure immediately, but he still gets it up, and it's no good.
Oh, wide right.
Pushed it a little right. I mean, he was under pressure. Novak came right through there.
Yeah.
But Miller got the kick off, so good work.
Plenty of leg, too.
There, yeah.
But no, Jim, I was mentioning the people were talking about him as a dark horse after last week. I don't think you can call him a dark horse anymore. Mifflinburg playing against Danville tonight.
Yeah.
Last year's district champion. So that'd be something to definitely keep an eye on.
There's a few games we'll check on tonight. Certainly Mifflinburg and Danville. Montoursville's at Milton tonight.
Another good one there.
Southern's up in Williamsport playing Loyal Sock.
Okay.
We've got from a district, District 4 Class 3A, Midwest, who defeated the Bluejays last week. They're at Hamburg. Shikellami's at Lewisburg. And then, of course, we always keep an eye on the Indians, and they've got Lake Lehman at home.
Ooh.
So this time it's Keller off to the right. Good run there for a first down across the 30.
And the Red Tornadoes, it seemed like they were expecting a deep pass there.
And I'll check myself. He didn't cross the 30, so it is not a first down. But we will get a timeout there from the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Again, these angles are getting me today, Dan.
They're tough. They're definitely tough.
So we'll see what we've got here. Check our score stream. We always like to do, like I said, some of those games, and we can talk about it a little bit, but again, we're always focused on the here and now. But while for the most part, week 2 is a little early to maybe talk about week 11, right? It's a little early to talk district playoffs, but one wrinkle this year is for District 4 Class AAA, only the top 4 teams will advance to district playoffs this year. And so while, yes, is week 2 early to think about the playoffs? Of course.
Yeah.
But when you've got matchups against teams that are District 4 AAA, like Central Columbia, like Mifflinburg next week, like Montoursville 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Those are important games, and the Red Tornadoes need to be cognizant of those going forward. It's Keller again off the right side.
The ball's
out, and Kimzel almost had it.
Almost.
Again, just goofy bounces on the turf.
Yeah, and after that one, I think that Coach C. Schultz is going to be content taking this one to the half.
And as we wait the last 10 seconds, it's Southern Columbia 21-0 over Loyal Sock. Mifflinburg leads Danville 15-14. Montoursville up 21-0 over Milton. And we are at the half here, 28-0 Mount Carmel. So we'll be back in just a few minutes with stats and scores. But again, stay with us. Come back to Blue Jay Stadium for the second half.
I'm here with Cooper Cricky. So, Cooper, if you could switch lives with one player on the team, who would it be?
Probably Josh,
Why Josh?
because he gets to kick all the time.
That might be the best job on the field.
Yeah.
All right. Who is your number one artist on Spotify or Apple Music?
Oh, dude, probably like Metallica or like Alice in Chains or something like that.
What is your favorite song by either of them?
Enter Sandman and probably Man in the Box.
All right. Those are both good picks. So, you switched up the number this year going into your junior year. Why did you switch it up?
My whole family wore it, so, have to keep on the tradition.
All right. Makes sense. And last question is, who's your favorite NFL player and team?
The Eagles and Saquon Barkley.
All right. You think you're going to be playing a lot like him this year?
Hopefully.
All right, maybe hurdle someone backwards?
Yeah.
All right. I'll see it.
I'm here with Sarah. Sarah, what's your dream car?
Probably like a BMW or something.
Okay. And then what's your favorite movie?
I like Home Alone. I'm into Christmas movies.
Okay. Who's your favorite teacher?
Mr. Yarch by far.
What do you like about him?
He's just a great teacher and he's always there for you.
Okay. And then what's your favorite school lunch?
Probably the wrap line.
Okay. What do you get at the wrap line?
A chicken and cheese and tomatoes and stuff.
What's your favorite Mount Carmel tradition?
Face painting on Fridays.
Okay, thank you.
I'm here with Gavin Marshall, starting quarterback for the Tornadoes this year. So, Gavin, what are some big games you're looking forward to this season?
Week 1's a real big matchup against North Schuylkill, and then week 3 is a good one against Mifflinburg, 4 Southern, Montoursville, Danville, and then obviously the big one at the end, Shamokin, and then hopefully play through districts and states.
Yeah, make it pretty far this year. All right, what NFL player do you think resembles your game the most?
I'd say like Joe Burrow, maybe.
So you kind of look like him a little bit.
Yeah, pretty close.
So, what's your go-to Dunkin' order?
Dunkin' order, I normally get one of the refreshers, I think, the mango with the mango pineapple lemonade, I think, and then a glazed donut. That's one I go to.
What's the last song that's going to be in your ears before you put on your helmet?
Something by Drake or Future. Probably Drake, though. Something, probably like What Did I Miss? Something just came out.
Keep yourself loose. All right, sounds good. I'm here with Max Gricky, captain of the football team this year as just a junior. So, what fictional character do you think would be the best teammate on the D-line?
Probably Bobby Boucher from the Waterboy. You know, he's a head case, and he used to be going out there smoking people.
All right, I like that answer. So, another question relating to defense. What NFL player do you think resembles your game the most?
Oh, I'd say, I don't know, there's a couple. Micah Parsons, Chop Robinson, or like Paul Posluszny from Penn State. He was from at the Jags.
All right, those are some solid picks. All right, Max, what is your go-to fast food order and what place would it be from?
Oh, I'm going to Chipotle, and I'm getting a big burrito. I'm getting brown rice, double steak, queso, corn, sour cream, cheese, and then got to get the vinaigrette and sour cream and mix it and dip the burrito in it.
All right.
It's like a 52 grams of protein burrito. It's huge.
That sounds great. All right, and what coach on the staff would you say is your favorite coach?
Probably Coach T. He's a offensive and defensive mastermind, and I aspire to be like him. And he's just a real good mentor for all the guys on the team.
All right. And how does it feel to have Coach Reed as a coach after being around him, being a player with him? How does it feel?
Oh, yeah. I played with Coach Reed my freshman year, which was his senior year. And he was a great captain. And I feel like now that he's a coach, his mindset changed a little bit. And he's more of like helping towards guys instead of like more of leading a team and just letting the captains like themselves do that role.
All right. Final question for you here. What teams are you looking forward to play this season?
I'm looking forward to play North Schuylkill, Mifflinburg, Southern, and Shamokin.
All right. Sounds good. Best of luck. All right. You're here with Michael Kimsel. So, what's your favorite Gatorade flavor?
I would say strawberry.
All right. That's a decent pick.
Yep.
All right. Who's your favorite coach on the roster?
I would have to say Coach Rung.
I heard he's a mastermind.
Oh yeah, he is. Yep.
And what's your favorite TV show to watch in your free time?
I would say the Trailer Park Boys.
All right. You got a favorite episode?
No, not off the top of my head right now. No.
All right. And out of all your teammates in the locker room, who's eating the weirdest pre-game snacks or pre-practice snacks?
Jalen Delaney.
What's he eating?
Milk Duds.
Milk Duds.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Never heard of that. All right. Do you think they fuel him to run very fast?
I guess so. He runs pretty fast. So.
All right. Makes sense.
Hello and welcome back to Bluejays Stadium here in Espy, Pennsylvania on the campus of Central Columbia High School, where after the first 24 minutes of play, the Red Tornadoes have jumped out to a 28-0 lead on the road against the Blue Jays. Fortunately for us, as is often the case, courtesy of our good friend and statistician Jose Gonzalo, Dan can add some numbers, kind of a little more context than just the score.
Yeah, so we'll start with the Big Red here. 19 rushing attempts for 188 yards, 4 of 6 passing for 45 yards. That's 233 total yards of offense in that first half, 8 first downs. So really nice job today. The Red Tornadoes doing it on both fronts, on the ground and in the air. And just looking here at the Central Columbia stats, they're doing it on the defensive side of the ball too. Central Columbia, 13 rushing attempts, 31 yards, 4 of 9 passing for 19 yards for 50 total yards of offense, which is a humongous jump from last week where North Schuylkill had nearly 300 yards of total offense in that first half against this Red Tornado defense.
I think it was 345, right?
It might have been north of 300 yards.
I only remember that because I think we made the halfway to 700 joke.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, that makes more sense. But yeah, again, a tale of 2 weeks here.
Absolutely.
Red Tornadoes defense has come out today to play. They're doing a great job there on that side of the ball, and they're giving that ball back to a Red Tornado offense that's starting to find its stride. Offensively, they're getting to the edges. They're using their speed. They're using their athleticism. And those guys up front are doing their jobs. They're getting out in front. We talked about that last Delaney run. We had Spears 30 yards downfield, with no one to block. You love seeing that. So it's all around a good first half there for the Red Tornadoes and a great start here. As you mentioned earlier, Jim, rolling into a tough stretch here coming up.
Yeah, and I think, like we talked about it, and we've kind of had multiple conversations this week, and I'm sure it's a similar conversation that's been had throughout the Mount Carmel area. Last Friday night was a little jarring.
Yeah.
But the reality is, going into that game, you go, hey, North Schuylkill's always tough. We've lost, I think, 8 of 9 at that point. They're big, they're strong, they're going to contend in District 11 for a title.
Yeah, always.
So anything can happen tonight. And you know that going into it. And then the game happens, and of course we lose all perspective and reason and everything else. And
right.
You panic, the sky is falling, all those kinds of things. And then you step away from it and you go, hey, that's week 1. We're good. We're in good shape, right? It's a long season. And give Coach Darren and the coaching staff credit for having their guys kind of bounce back really well in this first half tonight. And especially, again, I think, the second drive of the game, the Red Tornadoes had to punt. For all the success you mentioned, right, 230 yards, 4 touchdowns. They did have to have a 3-and-out at one point.
Yeah.
But the defense got the ball back, and it's been smooth sailing from there. So, again, if nothing, if you're not building resiliency, what are you doing, right?
Right, and that's what the Red Tornadoes lacked last week was complementary football. The defense would do a job, get a turnover, force a punt, and then the offense came out and they couldn't get anything going. They sputtered and they'd punt the ball right back, and the defense was back out there again against a really tough offense. This week, the offense on that second drive, they punt, but the defense forced the 3-and-out, gets the ball back right away, and then the offense returns in kind and takes the ball down the field and puts more points on the board. So the complementary football from both sides today, plus just finding your flow in the offense.
And again, we just want to make sure we thank tonight's sponsor, Tower Pizza. Again, we appreciate all of you spending your Friday nights with us. Again, for every Friday night we have a sponsor. We want to make sure that we take care of our sponsors the way they take care of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the Blue Jays, again, won the toss, deferred to the second half, so we'll see that Blue Jay offense. Hosler and company first. It's going to be Carpenter and Keller back deep. Miller will come out for yet another kickoff here. Again, showed off his leg as the night's gone on.
And Jim, the Red Tornado kick coverage team, and not to, just want to highlight how well they've done so far in this game. Preventing long returns, getting down there, staying in their lanes, and covering the kicks really well.
Well, and we touched about it a little bit at the beginning, and certainly we've called his name a lot, but it's hard not to look at the transformation of that defense and say, oh, yeah, 15's back in the middle.
Right, exactly. He's definitely one of those one of those pieces on that defense that's like the glue. He helps hold it together. In that second level of the defense, he's the guy.
Great kick by Miller to Keller at the 7. Excuse me, that's Carpenter. And the ball is out, and it's recovered by the Red Tornadoes. What a stick.
Mikey Higgins.
My
Mikey Higgins
goodness.
put it on him, and Kimsel was right there with him to jump on top of it and get the ball back. So the Red Tornadoes now get to start both halves with the ball.
My goodness. And you know what? Good for Kimsel, too, because Kimsel had that one squared away from him late in the second half. That, you know, just a goofy turf bounce. He did everything he was supposed to, and that time the bounce favored him. And it's 1st and 10 Mount Carmel inside the 20-yard line at the 19 of the Blue Jays.
Best starting field position of the day for the Big Red.
And we talked about him getting antsy. Carpenter's in there on offense now in the wing. Kimsel takes the handoff up the middle.
The bend trap.
And Kimsel's 2 plays. And we got a late flag. Whatever it is, it's going to be after the play, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
So I think the Kimsel touchdown from 19 will stand. But this does seem to be against the Red Tornadoes. So we'll have to see what's going on here. But we're going to get the call pretty quick here from the official. He's taking a long walk.
And he's so this indicates that the touchdown is going to stand, as you talked about, Jim. That's usually a dead ball foul.
Yep, they'll give Coach Schultz an opportunity here to choose how he wants it administered, and it'll be on the kick.
On the kick.
So Kimsel, his second touchdown of the night from 19 yards. But that's 2 snaps, or excuse me, I should say two plays in the second half. A quick kickoff and a touchdown run, and Kimsel's recovering fumbles and scoring touchdowns.
Yeah, and that Coach Darrow was looked like he was a little confused out there. They went and talked to Coach C. Schultz, but they didn't tell the Red Tornadoes that the touchdown stood. So he had the offense out there in the huddle.
And now we've got a flag.
Procedure
an illegal
penalty.
Procedure against the Red Tornadoes. It's going to cost them 5, and it's not that Miller doesn't have the leg, but I'm not really sure what happened. I didn't even think they had kind of set the ball yet.
No.
So a couple extra yards there for Miller.
Now he's got the wind blowing at him. And with a little bit more force than earlier we mentioned that those flags are pretty straight up.
It's a good snap, a good hold, and the kick is up. And it's no good. Miller just keeps pushing those a little bit right, but good contact.
Yeah.
Good distance. And it'll be 34-0 Mount Carmel, and we're all of 13 seconds into the second half.
And now is a situation where you're going to hope to see the leg of Miller, because the Red Tornadoes are going to be 15 yards to the bad here, and we don't want to give the Blue Jays too good a starting field position here for their first drive of the second half.
So again, we talked about it a little bit right as we went into the half, about some of the important games and the games of interest that are going on around the area for the Red Tornadoes and for the Red Tornado faithful, of course. So we'll just take another look at some of those games here. Again, check the score stream, see what's going on. As soon as we refresh. So in the third quarter, Southern leads Loyal Stock 28-0. Montoursville up 21-0 over Milton at the half.
No.
Last week's opponent, North Schuylkill, 42-7 over Tamaqua. Mifflinburg did get another score in there, so they now lead the Ironmen 22-15.
Okay.
In Danville, that's a one to keep an eye on. Hughesville up 18-0 over Towanda. And of course, as we said, we always keep an eye on our friends from Cole Township. Miller's kick is low, and it's scooped up quickly on a hop by number 25, Maddox Dietrich. Shamokin leads 49-0 over Lake Lehman, and we have another late flag on the field.
Yep.
And as I said before, it's getting a little chippy out there.
Yeah, we'll see.
Unsportsmanlike yet again against the Red Tornadoes.
So it was going to be really good starting field position to begin with for the Blue Jays. And now they're going to put 15 more onto it.
Yeah, so you have Miller's kicking from 15 yards further back than he should have to because of the unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yep.
He kicks a low liner, and Maddox Dietrich does a great job of kind of knocking it down, catching it on a hop, and getting a decent return from where it was at. And then they're going to add 15 to it. So all that's a very long-winded way to say 1st and 10 Blue Jays at the Big Red 29.
Yeah. Yeah. And so again, this is a situation where the Blue Jays need to capitalize. It's best field position of the game, best opportunity here, and just on the cusp of this one kind of starting to get a little bit away from them. This is where you need to make a statement. And the Red Tornado defense should know that.
Hosler and the Blue Jays come out. It's 2 to the left. I formation behind Hosler. And he's going to give it. Oh, my goodness. He gives it to Keller. And Keller, the play is going to be made. Is that Shiganowski?
I think it was, Jim. I think that Shiganowski just bear hugged him.
Well, and I think Shiganowski's going to bear hug him. But my goodness, I don't know if it was Erb or Cricky, but we talked about it before. The fullback for the Blue Jays, it's 29, Demir Wood. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Right, he comes out there, lists a 5'5", 209.
He's all of that.
And Cricky met him in the hole. And he took that blocker on, and Shiganowski cleaned it up. This time, it's number 21, Miller, off the left side, and not really anywhere to go. He does a good job of getting the edge, but the Red Tornadoes close quickly, and it's going to be 3rd down.
Yeah, and that's Clokus and Brokenshire tracking him down there. I think Clokus was the first man on the scene. Brokenshire helped clean it up, but that's a really nice job there by the Red Tornadoes. And it's a quick 3rd down here for the Blue Jays.
3rd and about 4 from the 23-yard line.
This is a situation, Jim, where if I'm Coach Seaschultz, I'm finding my best play. The best play I have in the playbook, I'm pulling it out. Whatever we run the best, let's do that and get these 4 yards.
It's Horak split out to the right, Geedy to the left, but it's a handoff. And Keller's going to fight, and he's going to have a 1st down, I believe.
Yes, you're right.
That's a tough run by Keller. It's one of those situations would not be denied.
And that's, Coach Carm used to talk to us about it all the time, about getting up in that briar patch. You're gonna get hit with some stickers. You're gonna get poked a little bit, but you just got to get up in there. And that's exactly what Keller did. He put his shoulder down, and he took a couple hits, got bounced around a little bit, but fought forward for that 1st down.
Who out there had the 3rd quarter of week 2 before Dan said briar patch? It's Keller off the right side, and now he bounces back to the left side, and what a play.
Oh.
And they're going to get Kimsel on a horse collar of sorts, but that's more of a
jersey.
Yeah, that's, unfortunately, I think the horse collar is often an optics call.
Yeah,
How does
absolutely.
it look?
It looks like a big, strong man grabbed him and pulled him back. That's what happened. That's that's
factually correct.
That is what happened.
It's a big
but it looked like he got him in the wrong spot. Right. That's gonna be half the distance here. And is that a personal foul? Is that an automatic 1st down?
Let's see what's happening. It's going to be inside the 10. It is going to be a 1st down. He's going to take the ball inside the 10 to the 9. No, excuse me.
No, it looks like the 6.
The 6 or 7, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see here how the Red Tornadoes defense stands up, backed up against their goal line.
Keller again, and he's going to get blown up in the backfield, and that's Karicki. Karicki is excited, and again, they try to come through with a lead blocker, and the Red Tornadoes just meet him in the hole and knock the lead blocker back into Keller.
Yeah, Sheganowski was there as well. Both guys just barreling through there, followed by 2 Red Tornado linebackers, and just nowhere for Keller to go. That's a loss of 3.
If the Red Tornadoes can just stay clean,
yeah,
the defense has been phenomenal tonight. Hosler, and it's Keller to the left side and nowhere to go again. Maybe he got back to the original line, or where the drives, the set it down started. He might be back to the 6 or the 7, but it's going to be 3rd and goal from there.
And again, this is what you want to see from your defense. If you're, a Red Tornado coach, they're facing the adversity, backed up against their own goal line, and they're answering the call here. Now look for the Blue Jays to try to do something different here.
We've got Geedy one-on-one out there. Otherwise, it's a very tight formation, and Hosler's going to roll that way, and he's going to look for Geedy, but it's almost, it looks like he was closer to Miller, which is to say it was closer to Brokenshire.
Right.
So it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, I mean, Brokenshire did a great job. Plus, again, Max Karicki applying the pressure in the backfield. Hosler just had to kind of throw it out there, just had to lay it out there to somebody, and Brokenshire had it beat on it.
So it'll be 4th and goal from the 7. 7:44 remaining in the 3rd quarter. It's 34-0 Big Red in week 2 in this Heartland Conference Division II matchup. And Coach C. Schultz and company are going to take a timeout here to talk through what they want to do on this pivotal 4th down, recognizing that this is far and away the best scoring opportunity they've had tonight. I'd like to try to get something on the board.
You're absolutely right, Jim. And I like this timeout from Coach C. Schultz because with a young team, young roster, young coaching staff, you have to take the time and, again, your best play. Now it's 4th down. You've been denied on 3 straight plays. What do we have in the bag that we can throw at them here to get us 7 yards? It's our best play to get 7 yards.
We talked about it a little bit. Just want to remind everybody again, next Thursday night, Supper Club. John Else is the guest speaker at Supper Club, so you can hear Mr. Else, member of the 96-98 state championship teams, was also all-state in 96-98. Regale the audience with some stories and whatever else he might have to say. That'll be at the Knights of Columbus in Mount Carmel. It starts Thursday at 6:30, but you're going to want to get there early. And also, I almost forgot, there are the raffle tickets for a football signed by one Patrick Mahomes, courtesy of our good friend Brett Veach. So make sure you get to Supper Club next Thursday at the Knights. Here we go, 4th and 7. Hosler in the gun. He's going to roll to his right. And he's looking. He's got 2 receivers in the area. And nobody's going to make a reception. So the Red Tornado stands tall. And it'll be 1st and 10 going the other way.
And that's just minus the penalties on the last few sets here. That's a great defensive series for the Red Tornadoes. A phenomenal job. They give up that hard-fought 1st down, which got them into this position, and the penalties. But they hold up.
Yeah,
they hold up against backs against the wall. There, they did their job.
Now we'll see what direction the offense goes here. Again, in the shadow of their own goalpost. 1st and 10 from the 7. Marshalik under center. That's Kimsel behind him. Karicki comes in motion, but it's Kimsel up the middle just to get a little bit of space there. Excuse me, that was Higgins.
Yeah.
Excuse me, that's number 10, Mikey Higgins, right up the gut. We're going to get out to, let's see, about the 11.
Staying on schedule.
There you go. All right. So again, Higgins, it's Kimsel in one wing, Karicki in the other. Ezekiel Noel split out here to the side, Karicki in motion. And they're going to go to Mikey Higgins again, and oh boy, Kimsel's looking for anybody to hit. They got anybody to hit. A good block from Noel. They just got to not do anything. And Mikey Kimzel, 88 yards. Oh, my goodness.
What a great run there from Higgins. Kimzel leading the way. Ezekiel Noel got the block at the end there. What a phenomenal job. But that Red Tornado offensive line sets it up.
Do you ever get excited, Dan?
Yeah.
You ever call Mikey Higgins Mikey Kimzel?
Yeah.
Mikey Higgins, 88 yards. Holy Toledo.
And Jim, I'm checking the stats from last week. That'll be Mikey Higgins' first varsity touchdown for the Big Red. First of many if he continues to play the way he has been.
What a phenomenal run by that young man. And Miller drills that one right through the middle. It's 41-0, 6:48 left.
Yeah, and now the unfortunate part of that quick score there with Higgins is that the Red Tornado defense is going to be right back out there on the field.
Right. Mikey Higgins, what a run.
And now with that score, Jim, the running clock will start on this next drive.
Get the clock moving here. Once the ball's put back in play. What a run by Higgins again. So Miller to kick off. Again, Keller. Keller nearest us. Is that still Carpenter out there, or is that Geedy now?
Looks like a four
yeah.
on the shoulder, but it's hard to tell. I definitely don't think it's a 2.
It's Keller. Keller right up the middle. Good job there by the Big Red. Stopping him shy. See who gets up off the bottom of that pile. It's like 24 Lance Glennie, and made quite a few tackles on special teams already today.
Yeah. And Jim, we've talked about it. We've talked about it a few times already in the years past. But you always like seeing these guys that are consistently around the football on special teams, because they consistently continue to be around the football as they get older in the program here, more and more, and that's how they earn their spots.
Quick hitter there to number 29, Demir Wood. He'll pick up a few. Number 60, Jabari Kine on the bottom of that pile. All right, and he's going to get up. Picked up about 4 on that one, 2nd and 6. Wood's the only one in the backfield with Hosler, so a little different look, and it's a quick hitter to him again. Clokus on the stop.
Yeah, not much there for Wood, but he was able to kind of sneak through here, bring up a 3rd and short for the Blue Jays.
Looks like that central sideline has decided they were going to employ 3 yards in a cloud of dust with Demir Wood.
And if it works, might as well keep doing it.
Third and about 3. Ball sits around the 38-yard line. And it's going to be Wood again, and that time he's not going to get there. It's big number 70, Christian Bibas.
Wow.
That's going to grab him and drag him backwards.
Yeah, he did a good job off the edge there. Helped out Dom Lentini, 66 in there as well, with the linebackers to clean it up. And it's going to bring up a 4th and short here, and give Coach Seaschultz a decision to make.
So it's 4th and 1. Again, that Red Tornado interior defensive line continuing to stand tall. It's on the right side. It's Bibas and Lentini, 2 freshmen. Well, now they're the left side. It's Kynes and Cricky. Rotate. And 4th and 1 is going to turn into 4th and 6. As again, you want to get that little jump. You know you've got quite a task in front of you. That Red Tornado defensive line puts a lot of pressure on you, but the Blue Jays jumped just a bit early.
And I'm wondering if Coach Seaschultz changes his mind here.
It's like the only change is maybe the personnel.
Yeah.
The decision to go for it. I don't see Bauman enter the huddle.
Yeah, and it's getting low on time here. Gonna have to get this play off quickly.
Yeah, 3. And they're gonna call a timeout. The Central Columbia Blue Jays will. At the 3:49 mark, the Red Tornadoes lead 41-0 in this Pennsylvania Heartland Athletic Conference Division II matchup, sponsored by Tower Pizza. So, not a bad night for the Big Red thus far.
No.
Still got about 15 minutes of game time, almost 16.
Red Tornadoes, nothing too fancy tonight. Just out there doing their job. Speaking of doing your job, shout out to some of the guys out there watching that work at my place of employment. Rich Zagarsky specifically, and shout out. He watched this last week as well. Tries to watch every week.
You've now reached the viewer appreciation portion of the program.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Again, same decision from Coach Seaschultz.
Yeah. But you're right, a little different personnel. Keeping Demir Wood in the backfield, I assume as a personal protector.
I have to tell him, just keep an eye on number 9 and go find him. But they're going to flip him out, and it's almost intercepted by Carpenter. That's one of those situations where, now Carpenter's a talented kid. Maybe he wants to get a return, a little pick 6, but really it's not a bad decision for that ball to fall to the turf. It'll be 1st and 10 Mount Carmel at the Central 35.
No, because sometimes if you catch that ball and receivers in the vicinity and makes a nice play, that works out almost as good as a punt does.
Yeah, it's an arm punt.
Yeah.
Now we'll see a couple different numbers heading out there as number 13, Logan Shooter, will join. It's like he'll join number 28, Carpenter, in the backfield. We talked about him. Mikey Higgins right behind Marshalik. And Brokenshire will be split out to the right. Max Cricky still in as a tight end to the left side. Shooter comes in motion. Marshalik to throw, and he's going to find Shooter. And there's going to be a flag coming back. So Shooter's going to score, but that's going to come all the way back because there was a block in the back at the point of contact. So it's going to come back. It looks like the penalty will come from the 35, or excuse me, it'll be walked off from the 25-yard line. That's where the flag initially landed.
Yeah.
That's, I think, where the officials starting here with the football. So that's a tough one.
It is.
You get that block in the back. You don't really have an angle, but, you know, if I can just get a piece of him, I think we can spring Shooter.
And you get the piece, and you do spring him.
So you're right in the assumption.
But you get the flag.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get the head in front. It's going to bring this one back.
So there was a lot that happened there.
Yeah.
The official made a lot of signs. A lot more than just a block in the back against the Red Tornado. So I'm not sure if there were multiple flags or what, but
I missed any other one that was out there.
There was something in a decline. We'll move it back to the 40.
Yeah. It's all that for first and 15.
It'll be the same personnel for the Big Red. Higgins now sidecar with Marshalik. Quick out to Brokenshire. Brokenshire makes the first man miss. Good solid tackle there by Seven Hosler.
Yeah.
On the defense as well. And he'll get back inside the sticks. Second and let's see where they put it. It'll be second and about 7.
And out come Higgins and Brokenshire and Gavin Marshall.
It's number 18, Spears, will get under center here. See who else is in the backfield there. Noel is out to the left. That's number 30, Austin Ventilli. And he's right behind Spears. Again, Shooter and Carpenter, the 2 wings. Carpenter in motion. He's going to take the handoff and try to get the edge. Nowhere to go over there. The flag comes in again. It's going to be a hold against the Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, and it is. And that's a tough one for Carpenter there. Had to throttle down a little bit. And that's tough because Carpenter was just in there running motion with Marshalik at the helm. Now you get a different quarterback in there, different cadence, different tempo. And, you know, he wants to be in that motion. And that's a timing play. You have to be there right for the quarterback to turn around and hand it to you. He had to throttle down a little bit, plus the hold. So everything's moving back.
And so Max Kricky comes to the sideline. He's replaced by number 88, Chance Swatsky. And so we'll see what Spears dials up here. Spears to throw for the first time tonight. It's a good ball to a wide open Carpenter, who makes the first man miss. And on a 2nd and 17, gets them back again into a reasonable 3rd down situation.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 4 here for the Red Tornadoes. So nice job there. Nice pitch and catch there from Spears to Carpenter. And you mentioned the fan appreciation. I also want to give a shout out to Jake Shinsky, their former Big Red Tornado. You guys who were, you know, a little older, like Jim and myself, remember him.
Ventilli right up middle for a first down on a quick hitter.
We'll see Jake tomorrow.
Yeah, Jake's teaching the next generation of Big Red football players. Coach Jake.
Coach Jake.
Let's see, looks like number 54, Azazel Lilly, in there on the offensive line now. Trying to see if there were any other changes. I see there's at least one other. Rempel moved to center.
Okay.
So we'll see who spelled. Oh, and it's Bibis in there at left guard.
All right. I think
Ventilli right up the middle again.
Nice run there by Ventilli. Bagashinsky also in there at the left tackle spot.
And Sam Robert as well. So it was a wholesale change along the offensive line for the Big Red.
And now we've got Jalen Lilly checking in there for Ezekiel Noel.
But the Red Tornadoes won't have to snap it again here, as the 3rd quarter is going to come to a close with the Red Tornadoes holding a commanding lead, 41-0 here at Central Columbia. Again, 28-0 at the half, but the Red Tornadoes get a lot of excitement in the 3rd quarter.
Right at the beginning, too.
You have the the opening kickoff. The Higgins forces the fumble. Kimsel recovers, and then Kimsel scores from 19 yards out. And then, of course, Mikey Higgins has a drive all by himself. 2 carries, 93 yards. The biggest being the 88-yard touchdown run. And here we are at 41-0 in this PHAC Division II matchup sponsored by Tower Pizza.
Yeah, I think those long runs, the 88-yard touchdown runs, those really help the average.
They do.
You know, they bring the mean up pretty significantly for the day.
We'll see if there's any other numbers out there. Lance Glennie in there as well. I know we talked about Lance on special teams a lot tonight, and we caught him on defense a little bit, but now he's in there. I believe he's at the tight end spot.
You might have already called it out, and we've seen him a few times today. Chance Swatsky out there. You might have said it. I wasn't listening.
It explains a lot.
Yeah, this isn't new stuff.
So here we go now. Again, Spears under center. And actually, Ventili's going to be dropped in the backfield.
It's Wood, Demir Wood.
But I do think it's worth noting, again, we saw Coach Dara do this last week too. Number 66, Dominic Lentini, the freshman, he's still out there getting some valuable snaps. And I think Rempel came to the sideline as well, so he's not snapping. It's actually Sam Robert is the center at this point.
You are correct, Jim. Good catch.
Doing my best here, Dan.
It's hard to see from here. Man. Oh.
Trouble there, and a great job by Glennie to just hang on to the football.
Right. Yeah, that's a tough one there for Glennie because he has trouble receiving the handoff, and then as soon as he seems to secure it, he's got a Blue Jay in his chest there, but just a great job fighting and hanging on to that football.
He paid a heavy price for that ball security there.
Yeah.
But that's one that gets recognized tomorrow morning in film.
100%. 100%.
So 10.5 left. Again, the clock running. 4th and 7 for the Big Red from the 18. Shooter and Glennie in the wings. Ventili straight behind Spears. He's going to throw. He's looking out that way. He's under pressure. He's got to stop and come back across the formation. He's going to pick up a block, and he's just going to fire it to the end zone, and it's caught. Chance Swatsky, touchdown. What an effort by James Spears, directing traffic out there, and he had 3 open Red Tornadoes in the area. Swatsky snatches it up for a 19-yard touchdown.
And Jim, take nothing away from the wonderful effort by Spears there, extending that play, but a ton of credit has to go to those receivers that were out in that pattern for breaking off of their routes, finding their quarterback, and getting into his line of vision there. You had Glennie, who was directly behind Chance Swatsky. Both of those guys could have made that catch. Chance Swatsky just was the first one for the ball to get to.
The Red Tornadoes are going to catch they're going to catch what I believe is an illegal substitution there. It's going to be 5 yards. So they got him for an illegal substitution on that one. You saw, again, with all the changes on the special teams here.
And that's Spears in there going to kick the extra point.
Spears drills it as well.
Punches it through.
48 zip. So it reminds you of the Julian Stellar type situation where he says, I'll just take all these points.
Yeah.
I'll
Right.
throw it and I'll kick it too.
Absolutely right. I like that.
Phenomenal effort there by the Big Red. And again, you got to go back and take a look at that play. The decision by Spears, that's one of those where as soon as he turns his back and tries to come across the field in the pocket, you go, no, no, no. And then once he clears the defender, you say, oh, yeah, great decision.
Right.
But he did get a block. There were 2 linemen that peeled back, and that's why I said you have to go back, and I'm sure Coach Darrell will see that in film. 2 of the linemen peeled back around and gave him just enough space to throw.
And again, we talked about it last week. He's running to his left as right-handed quarterback. He had to completely turn his body around and throw that thing across his body, and he delivered a strike.
Yeah.
He threw a dart, and he threw it accurately. That's tremendous work all around. That's textbook quarterbacking right there.
Great effort.
And now we've got Miller back out here for the kickoff.
See a big kick from Miller. If he's got any left in that leg tonight. Of course he does. That might be the best one of the night.
I'd say so.
That's going to hit the goal line, bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So in a night of deep kicks, I think that one might have been the furthest.
Yeah.
So now we'll try to get some jerseys here defensively. Again, I see Jalen Lilly out there. Azazel Lilly and Bagashinsky, 54 and 50, respectively. 29, Tyson Toms.
Yep.
Glenny out there, 24. Again, we got shooter Alexander Lukuski, number 12.
Kenny Miller's out there. I think we usually see him in the defensive backfield. He's going to be playing in that like Aiden Brokenshire nickel corner spot, I think. So he's kind of moved up a level there.
Ventilli, we see Preston Poltanovich, one of the inside backers.
Yep.
So we'll see Hosler under center. And it's going to be Keller, I believe. Be wrapped up there. Let's see who gets up off the bottom. There's certainly Poltanovich there. It looks like Ventilli as well.
And I just want to highlight, Jim, it's not every play where I just kind of focus in on one guy and say, hey, let me see how this guy does. But I did that with Christian Bibas. And I watched him pretty much press his blocker off of him, throw him away, and then get in on that tackle from the defensive line spot. Great job all around. And there he is again.
Stopped in the backfield. Now we're getting another substitution here. Bradley Clark is going to head in. Glenn will come out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Bibas again, just getting in there, first man on the scene on that one, making a stop in the backfield.
Third and about 9 here. The ball back to around the 21. So it'll be third. I said 3rd and 9 here. 8.5 left. Hosler going to hand it off to Keller. And Bibas.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Number 70, big stick on Keller.
Just coming across with a head of steam. Keller got slowed up, and Bibas cleaned it up. What a nice job. And that's going to force a 4th down here. So good job here by this Red Tornado. You know, these guys aren't normally out there on the field. Forcing a punt against the Central Columbia starters.
Looks like Shooter and Lilly back deep. It's going to be in Lilly's direction, but it's going to bounce out of bounds. A big red 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. We'll see if there are any other changes on this Red Tornado offense. Looks like number 59, Jason Dillo, heading out there.
Right.
Jason, a sophomore.
Number 12, Alexander Lukoski, looks like might be going out at quarterback. I know that's normally where we see him out there. And if Spears got to throw his touchdown, get him out of there. Let's give him a break. Let's get our other guys some work.
And I think there was some confusion there by the signal the official was given, but I do think Central Columbia used their last time out here.
Okay.
Coach C. Schultz wants to get his defense set up, make some changes.
Some wholesale changes there on the other side.
On the big red side, I see number 56, Tyson Mason out there. As
77,
well as,
Caden Jones.
So we'll see if we can get these guys set up here once they go through.
You see a lot of these younger guys here hanging out around the coaches now, waiting for their opportunity. You probably see everybody get rotated in here.
Poltanovich there on the offensive side now as well. Ventilli's still in that fullback position behind Lukoski, but it's Shooter and Poltanovich with Lilly split out. Swatsky's in that tight end spot, closest to the big red side. And Poltanovich comes in motion. They give him the football, and he's going to take a big shot from number 29, Demir Wood.
You're going to end up losing about a yard, but a good tough run there from Poltanovich, and he's unfazed by the hit. He popped up. He's just mad that he didn't find the crease. That's all. Looking at some of these scores, Jim, we talked about earlier, we got Southern Columbia now leading 41-0 over Loyalsock in the 4th quarter. Warrior runs up 24-7 on Montgomery. Shamokin 49-0 in the fourth quarter against Lake Lehman. Mifflinburg now up 29-14 against Danville.
Ventilli picks up a couple before he runs into Wood.
Tough run there from Ventilli. North Schuylkill, that's a final score, 50-7 over Tamaqua.
Oof.
And Montoursville, final as well, 35-7 over Milton. So that's, I mean, Montoursville with the win, Mifflinburg with the win, and Southern Columbia with the win. And that's our next 3 games, right?
Number 32, Michael Stockerton for the Big Red, and yeah, Dan, we weren't exaggerating when we said it's tough sledding for Mount Carmel.
But I think this is a good start. Good start here with this game against Central Columbia.
McCuskey's going to call a timeout there. The play clock is running down just past the halfway mark here in the fourth quarter. 5:57 remaining. 48-0 Mount Carmel.
I was looking at the scores, Jim, and I wasn't listening again, but I think we've got. I think I heard you mention Tyson Mason, but I also saw number 26, Luciano Belgio, out there at receiver.
So it's been a good night here. It's a nice facility here on the campus of Central Columbia.
Beautiful campus all around.
Nice night for football still. Mid-60s, right? Not pushing 80 like it was last weekend.
Very, very nice night. Feels like football weather again.
Starting to get there, that's for sure.
Once I have to start wearing a hoodie up here, that's when you'll know.
Belgio split out far to the right. Shooter goes in motion. McCuskey will complete the pass to Shooter on 3rd and 8. Shooter will get about a yard. And again, I can't imagine, regardless of the down and distance or the score, Coach Dara isn't going to send Max out there to punt.
No, these are valuable reps. Valuable reps, no matter, just like you said, no matter the down and distance. These reps, they matter and they count, and you got to get as many as you can in when you can.
They'll knock Shooter out right at the 50, so it's going to be 4th and 7.
I see Lukuski with another opportunity to put it in the air here.
Trouble with the snap, but he recovers well. And he's going to float it out looking for Shooter, and he's got him. First down, Mount Carmel. A nice job of Lukuski recovering. A little trouble with the snap, and a good route by Shooter, and he brings in a ball. It's a little high, goes up and gets it, and a big first down to keep the ball.
And Jim, we talked about what we saw from Spears on his little, emergency drill back there when he turned around and he turned his shoulders completely and made that throw.
Number 19, Skylar Weisig, in for the Red Tornadoes, as well as number 58, Dylan Velasquez.
Lukuski there didn't have the time to square himself, so he just threw that one on the run, and it floated a little bit, but Shooter had tons of space.
And now it's going to be 5 yards on the Bluejays there. They jumped a little bit early.
Yeah. Number 72, Leland Lamas checks in there.
Nice job by Coach Darren's staff, getting everybody some good snaps here. Clock did stop momentarily for the penalty, but it'll run again here as we pass the 4-minute mark. Weisig split out to the right again. It's Poltanovich and Shooter in those wing spots. Shooter comes in motion. And there's a problem there with the hand. Somehow Ventilli got that football.
Right.
That almost looked like it was snapped right to Ventilli as he was coming up there. Lukuski has a little problem with it, but
yeah,
credit those guys for hanging on to the ball. Another change here for the Big Red. Number 31, Jaden Hermoson Cruz. I used to know somebody who wore 31.
Yeah, me too. punter award in baseball this year.
2nd and 4. Shooter in motion. They're going to give it to him this time. He's got to get deep.
Ooh. Oh,
Almost
nice
makes a tackler miss. A nice play made by number 5, Aiden Mamadou, for Central Columbia. Going to bring up 3rd. Well, looks like going to be a loss of maybe 3. It'll be 3rd and 7 or so back at the 26. McCuskey doing a nice job using as much of the clock as he can. He's going to roll to his left and throw, and he's looking for Shooter again. That
just
one
missed
just
him.
outstretched his hands, and that's a nice choice, a nice situation for a quarterback to be in there. Because McCuskey had the option there. He had Shooter over the top, or he had Poltanovich in front of him.
Yeah, right in the flat there. I mean, that's Lukuski with, the defense giving chase, not an opportunity to really turn and square his feet, and still throws a nice ball out there. Just, it sailed a little bit, but that's a really nice throw. And it's a tough throw to make as a quarterback.
So another 4th down here. This time, Lukuski's not able to escape the rush as number 29, Demir Wood, blew through the A-gap there and thought, I've seen this movie one too many times of Lukuski rolling out to his left. So he just kind of jumped it.
Yeah. And now we'll see under 2 minutes here. See the Blue Jays offense come back out.
Said Bradley Clark and Skylar Zweizig at the corners. Nope, excuse me, that's going to be Lilly at the far corner. Zweizig at the safety spot, along with Shooter. Poltanovich and Ventilli, the linebackers. And across the line, it looks like Miller, Azazel Lilly, Bibis, Lamas, and Toms. And now we got a flag here on delay of game against the Blue Jays.
It's Blue Jays, no timeouts remaining, so they weren't able to do anything about that one.
And again, Coach C. Schultz is trying to get some guys in, give some guys an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Always a little chaotic when you're trying to make those changes. This one's going to be Mahamadou. Going to be tripped up by Bibis as we hit the 90-second mark.
I believe you got Hostler still in there at quarterback, but there's changes all around there for the Blue Jays as well.
Second and 12, ball at the 33-yard line. It's Mahamadou again off the left side and gets a good, strong push, still on his feet.
Wow.
All the way out to almost the 40-yard line. He may have the 40.
You got Red Tornado defenders coming from distance and jumping on top of that pile there and just going for a ride. Mahamadou with a really nice run there.
30 seconds left in this one tonight. 3rd and 5 from the 40 for the Blue Jays. Hosler under center. And it's going to be Mahamadou again. And Bibis will hold on, and we'll see if the Blue Jays hurry up and try to run another play.
And you had Poltanovich in there as well on that tackle. Nice job. I think Poltanovich was the first man on scene. Bibis came and cleaned that one up.
And that's going to do it. And so that's about as dramatic of a change as you're going to see week over week. A team that gave up 62 points at home last week pitches a shutout on the road in a very dominant 48-0 win over the Central Columbia Blue Jays.
Yeah, and Jim, that's exactly what you wanted to see. If you were a Red Tornado fan, if you were a Red Tornado coach, if you were a Red Tornado player, this is how you wanted to come out and make a statement. that last week was a one-off. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen again. We're not going to allow that to happen again. So a really, really nice job of the Red Tornadoes to come back and get this win under their belt, get that first check mark in the win column, and now you turn your focus to Mifflinburg.
And focused you'll need to be. Again,
2-0 Mifflinburg now.
And last season, Mifflinburg gave the Red Tornadoes all they could handle, if you remember.
Everything they could handle, yes.
I believe the Red Tornadoes relied on a Bobby Shoppy kick late.
Yes.
As the margin of victory, which was not much of a margin,
no.
but it got the job done. So I think the story tonight, again, you can start with the Red Tornado defense, sure, and you can ask how much of that is impacted by the return of one Jason Clokus.
Yeah.
Right, the efforts on the defensive line, again, you can't shy away from that, whether it was Cricky and Jabari Kynes and Erb and Chiganowski and Bibas and all those guys. Lentini got some run out there. All those guys ran in and out. But as far as tonight belongs to Mikey Higgins.
Absolutely, 100%.
And I think
he was all over the place tonight. Defensively, he did a great job in the defensive second level there at linebacker early. The forced fumble on the opening kickoff to start the second half, and the long 88-yard touchdown run there, which was really put the nail in the coffin. That started the mercy rule, and that was when Coach Dara decided to start doing some substitutions. And Jim, courtesy of Jose here, I'm gonna roll right into stats with that. Mount Carmel rushing, 29 rushing attempts for 312 yards, 9 of 12 for 110 passing, 13 first downs, 28 rushing attempts for the Bluejays for 76 yards, 4 of 12 passing for 90 yards. So that's just an all-around great day. 422 yards of total offense for the Red Tornadoes is a huge jump. That's big time for the Big Red.
Yeah, it was much needed. Like we said, you just kind of had to get back on track tonight. And the Red Tornadoes did that in spades. Again, they got all their guys moving.
Yeah.
Right? I think you had a touchdown from Cricky. You had 2 from Kimsel. You had 2 from Delaney. Right? You're able to just kind of keep things rolling here and get through everything you needed to get through.
Yeah, it's just all around. As always, a great night to be a Red Tornado. A great night to be here at Blue Jay Stadium and see them get the victory.
Road wins never come easy. It's always important to be able to go on the road and get some of these victories. Again, and we've talked about it a lot, especially given how young a lot of these Red Tornadoes are, whether it's Higgins or Lentini or Spears or Bibas. There's a lot of them out there that are getting a lot of run early, that are fairly young early on in their careers, and to be able to see what it takes to win a tough game on the road. So I think that should do it. Next week, the Red Tornadoes are going to head back to the friendly confines as we take on the aforementioned Mifflinburg. Central Columbia Blue Jays are going to go on the road to the Executive Education Academy Charter School. So good luck to the Blue Jays throughout the season and Coach C. Schultz. Obviously, they're trying to change the culture there, and there have been some pretty good articles in the Press Enterprise the last couple of weeks about what he's trying to do there. So good luck to the Blue Jays going forward. And I think that's probably a good place for us to wrap up. So I'm Jim Lesko.
And I'm Dan Lesko.
And for Jose Gonzalo, this has been a WKMC TV broadcast sponsored by Tower Pizza, where the Red Tornadoes came out victorious 48-0 against the Central Columbia Blue Jays. So as always, we want to thank you for spending your Friday nights with us. So we hope to see you again next Friday, 7 o'clock for more Big Red football. Good night.